your character.
Champs.
Game is starting. Looks like I gotta make a slight adjustment to my game.
Just waiting for the first bans here. Lee Sin, that's actually quite out of the ordinary. In lobbies, you don't really see that. You see a lot of, I don't know, sort of easier champions to play ban in lobbies. Lee Sin's very hard to play, but has a very high skill cap, and it's very powerful when it is played correctly. So,
there we go.
Probably some research done, seeing that the opponent jungler plays Lee Sin. And then also very standard up there, Lucian, Yasuo, and Tristan, all very standard bans. Tristan and Lucian are pretty much the kings of bot lane at the moment. And Yasuo is the king of mid and top. Not so much king, just really well scaling champion. It does pretty
King Stig is the AD carry of the blue team, and he is Diamond 1. So likely target demand at him. Maybe hold him down a little bit in lane.
Yeah, maybe force him onto something less super carry potential. Wouldn't be completely out of the question if you think that's their highest threat. We see Kha'Zix's band, who's also very popular as of late. And on the flip side of things, you see Evelyn band, who is not quite as popular as of late, but still has some strength. A really interesting pick that got through. Well, we'll talk about it in a minute, because I don't want to influence any picks if they are listening to this stream.
Well, let's see what blue team goes for.
I would expect...
Oh, a Vi pick, potentially. Yep, that'll be the jungle likely for the blue team.
I wasn't really expecting that.
Harabashi GG insta-locking Amumu.
Yeah, Vi's definitely in the jungle, unless they have some kind of special mid lane cheese with Vi, but you wouldn't first pick it. And then Mumu in the jungle is very standard in lobbies and solo queue alike. Very, very strong in team fights. Pretty much omnipresent in the games, so... will be a threat, and Medeo looking at that second pick, Thresh. Very high priority support to a lot of teams, so...
Yeah, we'll have to see. Yep, we're gonna lock in the Thresh. So Mumu Thresh. Maybe the workings of a pick comp, we'll have to see for purple team.
Yeah, you can go either way when you pick a Mumu. You could go for those easy picks, or you could pick around your team fight. It's very possible. But no idea where one team or the other is going to be going.
Emil Heskey. Locking in the Orianna, not hovering, just locking in. Jinx is the hover.
And I think you want to do that to take that away from Medeo. He doesn't want him on Orianna, and decides he wants to go with a safer pick like Orianna as well, instead of more of his standard assassin type picks. Also, when you see a Mumu and Thresh, you don't want to pick an assassin as much because they have a lot of lockdown and very tanky champions in those two.
Fleur and Lunchu. Fleur, I believe, was Jace main, so this is formerly Jace main Fleur. Maybe going with Jace, and get a Syndra hover for Lunchu. Likely going to be traded over to Medeo. If that would be locked in, Fleur locking in Jace, staying true to his former name.
Yeah, and Syndra's a very Medeo champ, very safe in lane, and has very good teamfight presence. And actually fits with their composition really well with their poke comp, their pseudo poke comp. Syndra has a very long range stun, and when it's comboed with Jace's Q, it could lead to a lot of kills with the Mumu stun as well.
For Team Exile, gonna hover over Azir. It would be interesting if that was to be picked up here.
Yeah, we haven't seen Azir out for too long, so he could be the pick. If he was picked, I would expect a top lane. And I don't know if you really want Azir in the top lane against Jarvan. And, whoa, or against Jace. I said Jarvan because Jarvan was picked.
This would likely be a Jarvan top, I'd assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, switch over to Shyvana. So we have a couple ball delivery systems on the blue team. We have the Vi to deliver the ball, and they have Shyvana to deliver the ball. And they have really good disengage with Dynami scene. A good backline AD carry, really high damage late game with that Jinx.
Yeah, they picked this team pretty well. I like the way they went with it. They went with a very team fight centric where they could just explode. They have very good lanes. Shyvana's pretty good in lane. I don't know about Jace in that matchup. That might be a little rough for Shyvana, but in the mid lane they pick a very safe champion. And Jace Nami's or Jace, wow, my names are all kind of messed up today. Jinx Nami is a very high sustain and long range lane, so it'd be very hard to take down. Wow. My speech is a little off right now.
Kyle, thinking long and hard about this AD carry pick. Gonna hover over Kog'Maw. That would really solidify some really good poke coming out from this purple team in the mid game. Jace and Kog'Maw have really good poke. But they also have pick potential with this Syndra, Thresh, and Mumu. So they have a very interesting team comp going into this team.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really happy to see the Kog'Maw pick, finally. It hasn't been picked at all in lobbies, and I was waiting for it. I'm not sure they have the exact team to pick. Well, they're kind of in the thoughts of, we have Kog'Maw, Jace, Syndra. So if they focus one of us, then the other two will take them down. And so I figure they think, oh, well, they're going to try to go on Jace or go on Syndra. And it's going to be very rough with the Mumu ultimate and Thresh Peel. I mean, Kog'Maw is probably a very safe pick here. It scales really well against Jinx, because Jinx scales well as well, and Tristana's down, so Kog'Maw is the next big scaling champion. And also has a lot of range to deal with that Orianna-Shyvana combo that could be coming his way.
I will say this also, Purple Team's comp does feel, I'd say almost a little bit, it's almost better when behind than Purple Team's comp would be. So they have a good ability maybe coming back, because they have a lot of pick potential. And they also have a really good peel for that Kog'Maw.
Yeah, the big thing is both teams have wave clear. A lot of times you'll see that teams won't pick wave clear, and when they're behind, they can't clear the waves, and they just lose the game right away. With Orianna, Shyvana, Nami, Vi, I mean, Orianna usually could just solo clear a wave on top of maybe Shyvana E. That'll clear a wave. Then on the other team, you have Chase, you have Syndra, you have Kog'Maw. You're going to be destroying the waves, so pretty good wave clear from both sides.
Blue team, though, definitely want to be in the driver's seat this game. They don't want to fall behind with their high-powered initiation. They want to make sure that makes an impact, definitely.
Oh,
that was only wave clear does matter a lot. I guess maybe I should have been more clear.
Yeah.
But yeah, they definitely don't want to fall behind, because if that initiation isn't going to be strong, then that's not going to be good for blue team.
Yeah, one pick I'm actually really surprised not to see is the new Soraka. I've gotten to play, I believe, 3 or 4 games with the new Soraka, and that champion is absurd. Probably the most broken champion in a long, long time. Has a 2-second heal that heals a lot. Doesn't take away much HP from Soraka. And wow, it's just, that champion's insane. I think it actually worked really well with the purple team. Maybe the blue team, not as much, but the purple team with the lockdown might have worked really well. They might have made him a bit too squishy though, so could have been why they went with the the Thresh.
Nivea and NVGG, the other games are at 9 o'clock, so they will not be streamed, as this game ran really late in getting into the lobby. So, unfortunately, 9 o'clock games will be running off-stream.
Yeah, every week all the games can't be casted. It's just too many games, too many teams.
Yep.
So there's going to be games where they'll be on streaming, games where they won't. And likely, teams will not see the play on stream 2 weeks in a row unless they're playing against a team that didn't see or wasn't seen on stream the week before, something along those lines.
Yeah, and I think that if we got big enough, if this ever got huge, like 32 teams or something crazy like that, we'd likely have extra streams. Every game still probably wouldn't be casted, but we'd try to get extra streams going.
Yeah, the big thing is if you have too many people, too many streams, and too many games, it's not going to be as many viewers.
Yeah,
they're going to be spread out, so it's difficult, and that's why you see.
We still probably would only run no more than 2 streams, even with like a huge team roster like 32. But that's for other time. But let's talk about summoner spells, because there's some interesting choices in this game I'd like to talk about. We have double ignite, but on Nami and Shyvana on blue team, but we have the teleport and exhaust going across from them in their lanes. Interesting to see no exhaust from the blue team.
Yeah, yeah, it's a no. They have the only pseudo assassin they have is really Syndra. She bursts down someone really hard, but she's actually really hard to get in exhaust range, right?
Hmm.
Jace goes in, but if he goes in with hammer, he usually dies anyway, regardless of exhaust,
Yes.
unless he's extremely far ahead. So maybe they're along the lines of, well, if Nami gets ignite in lane, we can maybe pick up a kill on Kog'Maw, who's actually very weak early.
Hmm.
Um, we do see the Kog'Maw name display bug, as
Which is glorious.
is awesome. I got to see it earlier in the day. Um,
I'm quite happy about it.
yeah, we have championship thresh aim. But yeah, so the Ignite's really just looking for kills. I think the big iffy one was the Ignite and Shyvana. It could be that Shyvana really wants to go more that carry role, and maybe has a lot more expertise at the top lane, because you usually get TP in lower bracket games, because you don't have a good knowledge of when a good buy time is. If you're falling behind in lane, you could always teleport to lane, or you could teleport to another lane, try to pick up a kill. It's very good at cleaning up mistakes. Ignite is about capitalizing on your good play, though. So it'll be interesting to see if Full Metal Armor plays well enough and outplays Jace enough to make use of that Ignite. Or on the flip side, if Jace, plays okay but has that TP to back up his okay play, might just push him a bit farther ahead than Shyvana.
I think also on a strategical level, especially in groups of 5, you're all on like a voice chat. It is a little risky that they're giving up a dynamic that Shyvana has, that if she gets big enough, she can just split push. So they are giving up that dynamic without teleport. It's a little harder to pull it off because you could just have 5 people, Jace mirroring you, they go in, Jace teleports. Shyvana has to cancel that teleport, otherwise it's the 5v4, and that could be deadly for the blue team.
Yeah, but on the flip side of things, they did pick around maybe having Shyvana split push the whole game regardless of TP. They have Nami, Orianna, and Jinx, who all have very good disengage spells.
That's true.
And Vi has a good engage if they do ever find a fight where, Purple's missing some people. So definitely picked a very good composition.
No. Oh no.
What happened?
Syndra balls are spectator bugged.
Our spectator bug, what do you mean?
They're like hollow. They're like red outlines. Should be interesting to follow.
Wait, did she use her Q already?
Nope. At least the ones around her are.
Oh no, that's just the skin, man.
That's the skin? What?
That's how they look. Yeah.
That's how they look? I've never seen that skin.
Yeah.
I guess. I thought that was spectator bugs. I thought they were more solid.
No, that's just how Syndra's balls look.
Oh wow. Now that's gonna be the highlight. Foz knows nothing. That's gonna be a new video series. Foz knows nothing.
Yeah, I had that skin for a while, but I got the new water one. It's way better.
That's the only skin I see now. So I used to see the classic or that one, the Atlantean one. So I don't even remember what those balls look like.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. Yeah, no spectator bug, I believe, on Syndra balls. We'll see if she uses her Q in lane and it is really off, but I don't think it will be.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope not, because that would be annoying. But once again, I know nothing. Anyway, into the game. Standard lanes. Interesting buy. No real interesting buys. Sean does start with a Doran shield, though. Not too outrageous, seeing how Jace will do most of his amateur auto attacks.
Yeah, a little anti-intuitive by going Ignite and then Doran's Shield. You don't really look for kills with Ignite, but
The Doran shield.
or with Doran's Shield, yeah. Doran's Shield and Ignite, but it's kind of necessary. You can't go against Jace with Doran's Shield. I just think it's more of a mistake in the Champ's Life, but we'll see if Shyvana proves us wrong.
It could be like she just wants to sustain through the lane and just try to deal as much damage as possible in fights, heal up, but we'll have to see what she goes with. Mumu getting a nice strong away. She's going to be done with his blue. And Vi finishing up her red.
Yep, pretty standard start. Couldn't see this going very much differently. Emil has not skilled up his skill yet. It's actually really interesting to see if he would start with that E or Q. Does decide to go with the Q in the end to blast it under tower.
So, okay, Jinx getting some good harass onto Kog'Maw there in the bottom lane, using those rockets to her advantage. Kog'Maw not usually an aggressor early, unless she has the favorable support matchup. I feel like in this lane, we'll have to see what Kog'Maw does in this lane. Likely to play passive, though.
Yeah, Kagama's has an okay level 2 and 3, but once he hits level 6, that's when he really starts becoming a bully in lane with his ultimate. Until then, I expect King Sticks to sort of take over the lane with the Naomi combo. I don't see them getting destroyed too bad. I see them in the lead most of the time, unless the jungler king comes from Mumu. But speaking of jungler ganks, we have both junglers in the top lane.
Bubble lances from Redeem Exile. Hook lands on the King Stick. The follow-up damage from Kog'Maw will chunk her to almost half. Hirabashi GG in the top lane for the counter gank. Flare goes in onto Vi, knocks her back. Not getting anything. Nothing happens from there. Just a bunch of champions running at each other.
Oh, but here comes a Mumu again. Really wants to get this gank off of Shyvana.
Oh, hits on the minion. Not going to get the stun onto Shyvana. Shyvana walks away. Flare goes in for a little extra damage.
Yeah, and I'm going to say that that trade went heavily in Red's favor. Maybe not heavily, but it went in Red's favor. Shyvana's going to build a slight CS lead off these last couple of minions, and also has the sustain of the Doran's shield, which is going to be a bit more than Jace will get off the lifesteal the Doran's played in the early game. So... Vi going pretty low. Probably going to back after these wolves.
Vi really low in her jungle. Yep, there's the recall.
Mumu likely to do the same. Will not have much mana. He might go for those wolves though.
Bubble lands onto Jace's onto the Thresh. She's gonna get hit up by the
Redeem's
trap.
gonna need a tower chop.
Flips Redeem into the turret. First blow goes to the Kyle. Well played by Loon Shooter. Really not panic there and get the CC off onto Nami and pick up the kill for Kyle. Getting the early edge here. But it looked like they were just getting pushed under turn, really getting bullied by this Jinx.
Yeah, they can't really do anything with this huge minion wave, but great hook by Lunshu into the flay under the tower shot, and that was easily enough to pick up a very early Nami.
And you just thought that the Jinx Thresh was gonna... Sorry, the Jinx Nami was gonna pick up the kill there, but Lunshu had something to say about it. Jace was out of mana here in the top lane, so wasn't able to really clear the wave. Shyvana able to kick up level 5. Hideo getting jumped in on by Vi, taking some damage, but not going to burn any summoners.
And Mumu gets scuttered out by the word bottom, so isn't going to get anything off that. It does ping that he's coming mid, though, so this could be a gank onto Emil Husky. He has no mana and no vision of a Mumu.
Oh, the stun lands on Mumu with the easy stun. He's going to come in with the bandage sauce. Oh, going to force the flash from Emil.
Oh, Hirabashi.
Hirabashi going to go down, but does pick up the kill and assist. Gold. The slight advantage over to the red team. More action coming out. Redeem Exile getting hooked again. Gets flayed back. Kog'Maw with a second kill. Not looking good for this bot lane of blue team. Curious Cow getting going in this Kog'Maw. If he can pick up that Triforce early, he's going to be a beast.
Yeah, this is a big problem. You can't keep getting hooked on their tower, and that's why this blue side bottom lane is starting to fall behind. They were having a huge lead going in lane. You still see with King Styx' CS lead, and still has enough presence to 2v1 and push them under tower. So King Styx is still definitely strong, but Kog'Maw getting these kills and free CS under tower is a big deal. We also see very identical buys in the mid lane. Both of them going for the Athene's Hourglass. Athene's, yeah, that is right? I always call it Athene's. Syndra could stop at Chalice of Harmony and then move on to DFG.
Oh, the top lane. Gank from Amumu.
Not gonna do
Forces
anything.
Shyvana's ultimate.
It does force ultimate, but Shyvana's ultimate is pretty low cooldown.
Stun up in the mid lane is Emil. Emil gonna just shake that off and continue CSing.
And so first buy for Kog'Maw, he actually decides to rush Blade of the Rune King. I believe we're going to see Jinx go for the BF sword here.
She's got the money for it. 55 CS. There's the BF sword and a couple potions.
I'm actually really surprised by that. Those were the Cutlass buy.
You see almost every Kog'Maw rushing Trinity Force. Kyle, though, maybe he feels he doesn't need to get it as he's already so far ahead in the lane. I'm not sure. I feel the Triforce actually accentuates your lead more. At least that's what I've heard from AD carry players.
Yeah, I think this is going to hurt his trading power a lot, honestly. This helps us all in a little bit with the slow, but the stats from Bilgewater Cutlass are extremely overpriced. Jay's going to have a much better time trading with this Kog'Maw if it does happen to go in a 2v2 fashion. The thing we saw before, when Medeo took the blue buff, she actually pulled the blue buff away from Amumu, and then threw it towards herself. So Amumu got no blue buff experience from that,
yeah, that's
and
not...
it's not level 6. Vi is level 6, so...
Stun lands on Emil Heskey, not level 6 though, for, like we said, from Amumu, not going to be able to get that ultimate off. Trying to steal up this blue buff.
This is going to be a 3v2 for the blue team, though.
Jace is back. He's going to... Oh, Medeo gets ulted by Malik. And Malik will pick up the kill on that Vi.
Yeah, nice roam by Full Metal Armor's Shyvana there. Jace still in base, not really doing anything. He might be DC'd. No, he's just buying items. Still does have his TP up. He hasn't used it once yet.
Kyle gets bubbled. The Thresh Lantern will pull him to safety. Gets rooted in place at the end of the travel.
Yeah, and we see that this blue side bottom lane is very much so stronger. The trade there, Kog'Maw is less than half life while no one on the blue side was touched.
Kyle.
Oh, and here they go.
Getting hooked up, getting bubbled up. The heal, will he be able to get out? Oh, the last rocket from King Stig will take it out. But the hook into the turret. One more auto attack, will it be enough? Flashes, the heal has to get burnt. Redeem XL really needs to watch out about getting hooked into the turret.
Yeah,
really costing a summoner of blue team, but they do pick up the kill.
Uh-oh. And this Jace will not fall here. Shyvana has yet to have her second buy. Jace has gone through 2 buys. So, actually,
Jace just spun back. That was his first buy.
The first buy?
That was his first buy.
So pretty big first buy, actually.
Yeah, picking up the tier and the double longsword already.
Yeah, probably didn't have the money for the pickaxe. Goes with the double longsword. Probably going to go into a brutalizer. A lot of Jaces actually rush Manamune these days, but it'll be interesting to see which way he goes with that.
Maybe looking for some more superiority in the lane. Trying to get more AD. Couldn't afford the pickaxe, so double longsword, but likely brutalizer at some point in his build path.
Yep. Devin side power with a cheeky little joke. Nami getting hooked like she's a fish. This is pretty good. Nami is in fact a fish, and it's getting hooked over and over by the
Emil Heskey getting stunned up by the Syndra, gets the good 2-man ulti off to save his life.
Yeah.
Exile running into Curious Kyle. Kyle dealing lots of damage to Nami. Has to flash traps and a bubble. Though, so flash burnt for that trade. Lucio though re-enters the lane.
I just wanted to point out, Emil Heskey got to use both summoners to get out in the mid lane. And last time Amumu ganked, he had to use flash or just heal. So Amumu hasn't really ganked frequent enough to abuse the fact that Emil's been down summoners, and because he had both, he was able to get out there. But here comes Amumu in the bottom lane.
Gonna play back both of them. Puts down the box. Kingston gonna turn and fight the rocket. Hits only Thresh. The Amumu comes in with the ultimate. Kog'Maw though is just not in range. He's so low. Hirabashi GG will pick up the kill in the top lane. More action going down in the back of the bottom lane. Malik trying to get away from Syndra.
Oh my!
Nami picks up the kill onto Kog'Maw.
Wow.
Shyvana ulting in the top lane, clearing out the waves. Pushing Jace into his turret, dealing lots of damage to him as well. But that bottom fight.
Yeah, really nice play by Redeemed Exile there to kill Kog'Maw. Kog'Maw thought he was totally safe, and then a W, or flash W ignite from Redeemed just totally wipes him out. Great play there. And also gets away scotch-free. So, this bottom lane is starting to fall slightly behind King Stig's Jinx and Redeemed Exile's Nami. And in the top lane, we saw Shyvana actually trading ahead with Jace, so... And she's also got a CS lead, so this lane that probably should have gone Jace's way is actually leaning towards Shyvana's favor. And Emil's coming with the roam. Ooh. This is going to be a dead Jace now. He might have gotten out just by backing.
Yeah, Jace not in a good position. The ball is on top of him. He goes away. The ignite is ticking. Flurry's likely going down. He turns it onto Emil, not going to be enough. Goes down to an auto attack.
A really sloppy dive there by the blue team, but Jace is so low HP and very weak that it was just enough.
In the bottom lane, King Stig takes out Lunshu. Kyle still hasn't gone back. Ooh. The rocket misses him just barely off screen there.
That was almost a double kill for the bottom lane. But yeah, no ultra even used there to kill Lunshu, so he was just very out of position. Gets not or caught up by the CC chain of Nami Jinx as well. And so now Jinx 3-1, gonna pick up the IE on her back. Might also pick up some boots. Actually opts to go to Pink Ward and a lot of potions, so could be looking for some dragon control. The big thing is red team noticed blue team's backs and it's gonna pick up this dragon now.
Yeah, Kog'Maw coming down from the bottom lane.
Orianna
Could easily take this. Orianna might be able to stop this. Does have ulti.
Ooh!
Does steal it with the QW combo. Her Bashi GG didn't have smite and gets it stolen from him.
Did he actually not have it up when
the
the dragon?
He did not have smite. I had to check just to make sure he did not have smite up. It came off cooldown as he was walking up the ramp. And, oh, gets stuffed by the Syndra. Emil Heskey in full metal armor trying to pull the Shyvana ball delivery system, but gets stuffed 2 ultimates down for just 1 basic ability. Well played by Medeo. Hirabashi trying to go in onto full metal armor, but the Orianna shield is just so massive. She's taking tons of damage, gonna go down, but so does Amumu. The turret follows. King Stig is here. Lunshu gets rooted. The rocket will take him out. King Stig picks up another kill, 4-1.
4-1 King Stig. King Stig is absolutely huge. And also Shyvana, very, very tanky. Also able to tank the red team and their towers for quite some time there.
That's a double turret there. They might even look for more. Jace is still top. They're going to try pushing up this inhibitor turret. They already have it almost to half. It's at half now. Jinx is just hammering away with the max rank Q. Gonna take out inhibitor turret. Jace is still in the top lane.
Yeah, this the solo lane, I mean, everyone really is just super big on the blue team. But the big thing was that Medeo was able to shut down both Shyvana and Orianna's ults, and it still was not enough for Red to pick up a fight there.
Oh, and we got a pause. Got a DC from Emil.
Emil did get bug splatted there from what I'm seeing in all chat. Should be back in shortly. Bug splat, just the poor thing that just happens in League of Legends. I don't know.
Yeah, bug splat. It used to be more prevalent. People don't realize this. It used to be ridiculous. Like, you would get like bug splatting before the game even started was a very common thing. Back in the day, back in Season 2.
A summoner has reconnected.
Yeah, Josh, we know that the title is Sirius Gaming Season 1 Player Draft. I'm sure Faz will try to fix it.
Yeah,
it's just not working right now.
Twitch was refusing to allow me to change it, unfortunately. Yeah, this is not the draft, guys. Draft happened on Sunday. But, yeah, today is week 1. Unfortunately, for some reason, Twitch refused to let me switch the name. This is the Demacian Dunk Squad on the blue team versus the Pubstomp Poros on the red team. So a little bit of a pause. I'm gonna have to, just in case, I'll block that out. Oh, there's the unpause. So we're back in.
Yeah, so not a very long pause here. We're gonna be right back into action. Coming off a huge blue team push in the mid lane, they pick up a few kills, pick up 2 towers, and red team trades only 1 outer tower for it. So blue comes out very far ahead and build up their lead to 6.5k.
Stun lands onto Emil. Emil not gonna take much damage. Shield's a little late, but
yeah, the Athenes is making him very tanky against this Athenes Syndra. If Syndra gets time to build 1 more item, she's gonna be very scary. But I don't know. This blue team has an open inhibitor now, so I don't think Syndra's gonna have that much more time in this game unless a major throw happens. She really needs that second item to get going.
It's gonna be really hard for them to set up this poke with the Jace and the Kog'Maw if they don't have turrets to help them clear waves and create a perimeter.
I mean, in a normal game, this is only 16 minutes in the game that they have an open inhibitor, so it's very, very early to have a 6k gold lead. I mean, that's absolutely massive at this point in the game.
Yeah, having an open inhibitor at 16 minutes, not what you likely see from your average game, but red team gonna have to see what they can do. They have to deal with this with King Stig on this Jinx. Kyle, they're taking a lot of free damage. Gonna have to flash away from the zap. Not sure that was necessary. King Stig getting hooked up. The exhaust goes down. They're burning everything on to kill him. No.
That was a lot of ultimates for King Stig right there, but they do get the shutdown, which is pretty big. Actually, I don't know if there was a shutdown. I think there was a shutdown gold somewhere.
Yeah, he died. He was the first blood, so that was 4 kills.
Yeah,
in a row.
so that was
a shutdown.
That was shutdown gold right there, so that was absolutely huge. To Medeo, who does need that second item as we were talking about, so.
Yeah, before really Syndra can get going, gonna need a couple items. Do you think we'll see a DFG from Syndra this game, or is she gonna maybe go Death Cap? More versatile.
I don't know what we'll see, but I do think that Death Cap will be the more optimal buy here. Syndra really needs to put out more damage in general, not just on one target. There's not one particular person that completely is dominating on the blue team. It's really just everybody. So I think Death Cap's really what's necessary here, but we'll have to see. The DFG does provide the opportunity to give Jinx, to give maybe Orianna. She has a bit of MR, so.
We'll have to see where Medeo goes. Picks up a blasting wand, so if that signaled anything of those two options, it would signal Death Cap. But blue team grouping up middle 3 strong. There's 2 members in the bottom lane. They could possibly take this inhibitor. They don't have a tank with them, though, so front line not going to have anyone in front of them. Hogma's here. Lunshu getting knocked up by the bubble. 3 members from red team going to push off the 3 members of blue team, but blue team also trying to pick up a top turret while this is happening. And the other members of blue team are just not allowing red team to really rotate. And a hook lands onto Emil. He's going to ult Kyle. Kyle going really low. The heal is popped. Kyle getting bubbled. Goes away. Gonna drop to the Ignite of Redeemed Exile. Redeemed Exile gonna ult all of the members of red team chasing. Gonna get a bubble on the 2. Redeemed Exile and Shyvana and Vi are still in the top lane. Red team realizes Medeo is going to top this. Redeemed Exile gonna go down to Flare.
And an inhib.
And a hit, another inhib turret goes down. Jinx rotated over to top. Malik goes in onto Medeo. Shyvana misses her ulti onto Lunshu. Gonna try to chase over. Waiting for Medeo. Gonna go in onto Lunshu now. Harabashi. Oh, it's Malik. Malik gonna go so low. Gonna go down. Karius Kyle. It's so early in the game. Already respawning. Full metal armor. Going really low. Trying to get away. Jace goes into melee. He goes down to King Stig. Full metal armor trying to retreat. King Stig though getting knocked up. The rocket not gonna be enough. Medeo takes it out. And Curious Kyle picks up a kill. Full metal armor.
And Red doesn't pick, or Blue doesn't pick up any inhibs there, so Red just comes out completely ahead there. A 2 for 3, and some pretty big kills there. Very close on Harabashi GG. A couple of misclicks there from King Stig. He actually walks right into a Mumu. He clicked on the ground right before him, walks right into him instead of clicking on him. Had he clicked on him, that would have been a kill there, and maybe a snowball from King Stig.
It was so interesting. Karius Kyle went down at the beginning of that fight, respawned in order to defend the inhibitor. So these that timers are still extremely low, even though we are fighting in red team's base. You see,
19 minutes in the game. Oh,
Redeemed Exile. Not gonna be forced onto.
Nope, the healing's a bit too much.
Interesting buys from Medeo. He picks up a Phoenix Codex. We'll see where you go with this build. We'll have to wait and see. Actually, with that pause, we can actually probably talk about builds a little bit more. Shyvana going with Blade of the Ruined King and a Fire Cape. Not very uncommon for Shyvanas to go with that build.
No, not at all. Although it's a lot more common when they have a tank on the enemy team. The only tank they really have is a Mumu. Usually, you look at a tank in top lane. But it does go with that build.
It will help them take Baron as well. That's one thing to note. If they want to force the Baron, Bork will help in that sense. Shyvana with also the double proc on her Q. It can provide some really good initial burst.
Yeah, definitely. Also, Syndra's kind of telegraphing 2 different things there. It looks kind of like it was going for either Death Cap or Void Staff, but with the Phoenix Codex, you kind of think she's going for DFG, so we'll see where Syndra goes with that one. Medeo is doing pretty well for himself in this game. Does have a CS lead over Orianna in the mid lane, and also 3 kills and 3 assists with only 1 death, so props to him for this game.
Yeah, Malik going on that Vi, going for Triforce, so gonna go be that almost assassin-y Vi trying to get on the back line.
Yeah, kind of a greediest Vi. Usually you see Vi's go pretty tanky when it's in Vi's games, because Vi's very easy to pick off as soon as she ults in. But here we see Harabashi GG.
Goes in onto the dragon. He's taking a lot of damage. He's getting clamped. He goes down to full metal armor. Loonshoe going low. The ultimate from Redeemed Exile. Gonna knock him up. Double kill for Full Metal Armor and a single kill for Emil Heskey coming back into the game. And they get a dragon and 3 kills.
Yeah,
10k gold lead 20 minutes in.
Hirabashi was looking for the stun there onto Malak, but it misses it, hits the dragon, completely caught by the red buff Jinx, and just falls. And Curious Kyle should fall here to Full Metal Armor.
Full Metal Armor gonna go in onto him. Curious Kyle going extremely low. Goes down. But everyone is back up almost for blue team. For red team, they're coming back. Jinx isn't there to really hit the inhibitor. They could get picked off here. Hirabashi gonna get the acceleration gate. Gonna try to run in.
Emil still has ultimate. They gotta be careful here.
Hirabashi maybe look for the initiation, but blue team gonna back off.
Ooh.
Redeemed Exile taking a lot of damage, but so is Medeo from that Orianna. Might have gone down if Emil pulled the trigger on that ultimate, but chooses not to.
Yeah, I don't think he realized how much damage he was doing to Medeo. Oh, here comes the rocket.
Oh, does not take out Medeo.
Does hit though. Very nice rocket for Jinx. Just not enough damage there.
Try to get the follow, guys, went a little too fast. Redeemed XL just barely getting missed, barely scooped by the hook.
Oh, Curious Kyle caught by the bubble.
Curious Kyle getting knocked up by the bubble. Malik looking for the jump, but it's slowed down. Not going to get in range. Oh, but he gets the ultimate off. Full Metal Armor already fighting Fleur. Picked up a double kill over there in the jungle.
Orianna misses the ult, but it might not be enough.
Doing a lot of damage over to Loonshoe. Kingstig going crazy. Full Metal Armor diving with no HP. They want to end this game now, but I'm not sure they're going to be able to. Kingstig clearing out minions in their base. Redeemed Exile takes out Kyle again. That's got to be the 3rd time this game that he's done that.
Yeah, Redeem doing some work on that against Kog'Maw, and a 3 for 2 there. Very close fight.
On Kingstig. The death time is just so short. Hirabashi's already back up, and so is in Fleur. They're not going to be able to get inhibited because they split focus.
But they might be able to get this middle one still. It's very close.
Emil Heskey gets stunned. He's going to get knocked up. Going to get stunned up by the Amumu. And down goes trying to finish up the inhibitor. They're not going to be able to claim him. But Kingstig, in the meantime, goes back in and picks up the inhibitor and gets out scotch-free with the passive.
Yeah, nice play by Kingstig there. Sees 3 people rotate mid to try to kill the 2 people, and then picks up the inhib for free. Hirabashi GG looking for a possible pick here. No, just getting some vision on Baron.
Malik getting stunned up by the Syndra, but Syndra feels like she's doing baby damage to this Vi with 2 offensive items. This is not where Red Team wants to be right now.
Now Syndra needs just a little bit more time to hit that really strong 2 points, or that 2 item Syndra point.
See how much money she's got in her pocket. She's got 2,000 golds. Oh, she's getting Blade of the Ruin King. She's gonna have to just walk away, pick the lantern. Full Metal Armor didn't choose to continue that fight.
Now, it's not that big of a loss. 90-second cooldown on Blade of the Ruin King. It'll be back up soon. It's not necessary for Shyvana to fight, so they could be just looking at this Baron. But we did see Amumu get some vision in the pit, so they do know this is happening. The question is if it's really enough. The blue team's huge. Going into this fight, it'll be very hard for Red Team.
Baron's already at half health. The Jinx is just absolutely shredding it. Already has 3 items. And it goes down. Red Team, no response. Here comes the wave. Will it not get to them? The Shyvana ulti, the Orianna hits too. The ball delivery center blowing off. Double kill for the blue team. They're looking for more. Malik goes in on Medeo. Medeo goes low. Kingstig picks up the kill onto Loonshoe in the jungle. It's only Fleur remaining. He's likely to go down. Picks up a kill.
And that's an ace.
That's an ace on Anami. 5 for 1. If they just push down this top lane, this might be the end of the game. Yep, Kingstig focusing the first Nexus turret. It's going to go down. The next one up is Curious Kyle right now. He's up. Hirabashi G is up in 1.
And that
now
Nexus
he's
is falling too fast,
though.
though.
The Nexus is falling far too fast. Death timers are short, but it's just not going to be enough. The super minions likely going to end it. No, Vi with a big punch will end the game. 25-minute absolute stomp by blue team.
Yeah, 25-minute game. Definitely on the shorter side of games. It ends with a 15k gold lead, so huge props to the blue team there. Emil Heskey, Kingstig, and, well, just about everybody on the team playing very well in that game. The only problem I would say was Redeemed Exile had a very rough early game, getting a lot of a lot of times he was hooked. So besides that, blue team played flawlessly.
So very well played. So very well played by both teams. Let me put the music back on. So guys, we will be taking a short break here shortly. Anything else you want to talk about that game there, Vamps, or anything else you want to point out?
Not really.
Not really?
Deo played really well. Other people on the team didn't. They have some kinks to work out. But overall, I could see Purple, they have a lot of potential in their team, and I'm sure they'll do better in their next game. I don't think it'll look as one-sided.